All right, we are here at the K'esugi Ken Campground. This is just on the George Parks Highway, just across from the Denali South viewpoint. It is absolutely wonderful campground, RV campground. It's got tent sites, RV campground, Ranger Interpretive Center. This is actually one of the nicer RV parks that I'm going to be reviewing. It actually has electric on the sites. So let's do a quick walkthrough. It's actually a pretty big place, so I'm not probably going to walk every little bit of it, but I'll show you what's here and definitely put this on one of your must stops as you're working your way up the Parks Highway. Beautiful views of Denali. Mount McKinley there and the Denali Park. Just a very nice place. There's no fishing here or anything like that, but it's just an awesome place to stop. Very quiet, and you're up out of the gorge a little bit, so the bugs aren't quite as bad. But yeah, let's do this walkthrough. I think you'll like it, and let's get to it. All right, like I always do, I'll go ahead and get started here at the fee station. Again, we're at the K'esugi Ken Campground, and it is an Alaska State Park, so Alaska State Park rules apply. Let me give you a quick look at the map here. We are way up here, okay? And so there's some trails up here, Moose Flats Loop. You can walk very easy. It's just a half mile, very easy hike. There's the Interpretive Center. They have ranger guided tours all the time. But we're down here in the actual campground, and they actually have cabins and tent sites and RV sites. So let me give you a good view of the map there, so you can kind of get an idea of everything that's here. And again, there's a lot here. Make sure I get the legend. So if you want to look at the map there, pause the video and you can zoom in on anything you're interested in. And I think the Alaska State Park site has a map of this place anyway, so you can go to their website to download a PDF of their map. $30 per night because all sites has electricity. Okay, so this like I said, this is one of the better campgrounds I'm reviewing. Most of the campgrounds are dry electric, so they don't have any electricity. But this site does actually have a electric site for the RV, not for the tent, of course. So it's $30 per night, not 20. There is disabled veteran camping passes, group campsites, just a whole lot of things here for anybody. So there is reservations though. There are a few sites that are first come first serve, and those fill up really quick. The reservation sites are booked out for a month or two in advance. What that means is if you're going to come here, make sure you make a reservation. Keep the reservation. You have to pay up front, and you do that online. You can go to Alaska State Parks and search K'esugi Ken. And if I'm butchering the pronunciation, I apologize. I don't speak the language that this is based off of, one of the Alaska Native tribes language. So that looks like K'esugi Ken to me, so that's what I'll go with. But you can go to Alaska State Parks website and download and access their reservation. Okay, so make a reservation. There are some first come first serve sites for RVs, but they fill up quick. So if you come here for a first come first serve and there is not a site, right across the road of the Parks Highway Road is the Denali South viewpoint, and that's just a normal parking lot that you can that's a $20 per night just to park and camp there. So you're not going to be stuck on the side of the road. Just go across the Parks Highway to the Denali South viewpoint or the Denali North, which is like 5-10 minutes north, and you can stay the night if this park is full. So that's your backup plan. The rest of this place here is a normal Alaska State Park fee station, except that it does actually accept a credit card. Okay, you can do it cash with your fee envelopes. Right here, just access the fee envelope, fill it out, put your cash in it, or you can actually use a credit card. Okay, and they do accept a check. All right. On that note, we have Starlink, and the Starlink connection here is marvelous. It's the strongest connection we've actually had in recently. So your Starlink will work wonderfully here. Your cell phone is a little bit spotty. So self-service is a bit spotty here. You can get phone calls out, but as far as getting any data, it's touch and go. Sometimes you can get a trickle of data, sometimes absolutely nothing. So Starlink and your satellite systems work great. Cell service, you'll get phone calls. Phone calls are fine. If there's any problems, there is a ranger station. And again, if we come back over here, You'll see there's the interpretive center that's manned during the day, and then there's the ranger station host site right up here. We'll walk by it. Again, this is big enough that I'm not going to walk the entire site. There's just too much here to see everything. But let's go ahead and show you what there is, show you some representative sounds. There's a bunch of trails. The trails in this area are really easy. Okay, you can bring your kids, you can bring, you know, persons that have a difficulty walking. They'll be just fine. Most of them are actually paved or very nicely graveled. There is water. Okay, this is our ranger station water site, and instead of being the Alaska hand pump, it's actually a place where you can actually hook up your RV water. And you'll need a little bit longer hose. You know, that's what, about 15-20 feet. But you could actually pull up and fill your water tanks for your RV. So that's really nice. So you have electric at every site, and you have water that you can hook up to your RV. Across the way over there is a big line of dumpsters. So you can dump your trash. The only thing this place does not have is a sanitary dump, gray water, black water. So you'll have to, and this is actually quite a ways from any other place, right? So you'll have to, you won't be able to dump here. Okay, as far as where the nearest dump is, I haven't really looked closely. I did a quick search and I didn't really find a whole lot that was close. So make sure that when you're coming here, you go to, you know, you dump in Wasilla, you dump in Fairbanks, or maybe a pay RV site, a commercial RV site will have a dump, of course. Group Camping G, okay, they do have the gate up, but I'm just going to walk in because I'm just touring about. I'm not actually camping. Okay, so if you have a big group that you want to camp, this is where you'll go for that, and you can reserve that. You can do that online as well. And then you have this whole site here, a bunch of picnic tables. You're right on the, you know, over here is access to the trail system that's here in this area. And in here you'll have your own little latrine toilet, picnic tables, fire pit, kind of a. Oh, this is a lovely little rock, some nice striations here, beautiful. Okay, and this is the Wolf parking lot. Okay, and again, if you've never been up here, this video I'm not really showing, you know, the view. There's some trees in the way, but right through these trees here, right up here is Denali. Okay, so if you're coming up here to look at the mountain, you might not get the best camera shot from here. But you'll definitely be able to see it, and it's absolutely beautiful. Right here, right in front of me, right here, these are some of the cabins you can rent. So you can rent a couple cabins. And then over there you see is the day use park that you can park and walk the trail. I think it's like $5 or something like that. But let's see if we can peek around here at Denali, get a good view of it. You can't get view of the mountain, you can at least get a view of the ranger. So you see the mountain peeking out through there. I'll walk down here. There we go. There's Denali. Alright, I just had to walk over a little bit. So just a beautiful view of Denali through there. Okay. None of the sites I can tell really has a good view of Denali, but you know, you just have to walk just down from your site just a little bit. It's absolutely gorgeous. Okay, and then another tent sites and cabin sites down here. There'll be a fee station over there. Yeah, this is the tent site area. Tent sites are just standard. You just pull up, throw out your tent, pay your fee. Okay. Latrine toilets all over the place. Latrine toilets all over the place. Very, very clean. This place is very well kept. Okay, so they might be latrine vault toilets, but they're very well kept. I'm not going to walk all the tent sites. Just want to show you a representative. This is so you park. You know, each site has its own little spot to park. And then instead of right off the back of the car, there's a little, you can come back here to your, back here on the edge, and it's actually really nice. Okay, so bring your tent, bring your camping stuff down here. I'm not seeing anybody, so I can go ahead and just walk right on back. This is for your reference, tent site number 4, if you care. The tent sites have a little bit better view of the mountains. All right, I picked the right one. This is tent site number 4. All right, so if you want the best view of the mountain, tent site number 4. Holy crud, look at this. Okay, you can't get an RV back here, but you can just sit there right here. You got your little picnic table here. Okay, so you can set up your picnic table, set up your tent, and just sit here and watch the mountain all day. Good Lord, that is beautiful. Try to zoom in just a little bit on you. So this is tent site number 4. So if you're coming here to camp, tent site number 4 has a just incredible view. All right. Wow. And then of course there's a fire pit, and that's true of the RV sites as well. Okay. The tent sites, I believe, are first come first serve. I don't think you can reserve those at all. It's just the RV sites that you can reserve. So the tent sites, they don't get super full. You're quite a ways out here, so the people who are camping here, they're making a full commitment for a few days of camping. The RV sites are very full almost all the time. So, but the tent sites aren't. So I think some of the tent sites you can reserve. You'll have to look into that. I'm an RV camper, not tent, so I didn't really look at the tent sites. But I think some of the tent sites you can reserve. Some of them are first come, first serve. And like any time you have a reservation, the reservations go quite a bit out. So definitely have a backup plan if you're doing just a drop by hoping to get a spot. Cabins. You can rent the cabins, and they have beautiful views of Denali. They're sitting there right there just looking at them. So you're going to want to spend a couple days just taking that all in. Okay. Go ahead and walk back to the main road. I don't usually review tent sites because I'm not a tent site camper, but this place has so much in it that I wanted to give you a peek of that. So we're walking back down to the main road, and the RV sites, I think there's like 40 or 50 RV sites, and each site has a ton of privacy, so that makes this place pretty big. So I'm not going to walk the whole place. Okay, right now we're walking by the host site. That's the camp host up there. So if you have any questions or need help with your reservation, if you want to adjust your reservation, leave a little bit early, get a refund, or stay later, come talk to the host. I don't want to zoom in on their license plate, but it looks like they're from Illinois. Okay. When you're dealing with the hosts of any Alaska State Park campground, the hosts are not paid. Okay, they get to stay at the site for free. And I think the host sites always have electricity, but you're dealing with somebody who's volunteering. Now, they did it of their own free will, so they chose it, but they are doing it as a volunteer, so treat them kindly. Okay. They also have different hosts every year, so you're not dealing with somebody who's probably extensively experienced in all the nuances of that particular site, although, once they start volunteering, a lot of retired people will volunteer year after year, so they might know more than you might expect, but they are, for the most part, different every year and volunteers every year. So treat them kindly. They're there out of the goodness of their heart. They're there to relax as well. The hosts do all the cleaning, for the most part, of the toilets of the sites, and they keep them up. So for the most part, they are not getting a whole lot for what they're donating. They're cleaning the toilets, and if you've ever been at a state park toilet, some of them can get pretty nasty, and people don't always clean up their campsites either. and the host is the one that goes around and cleans up the campsite. Okay, so my PSA for the day is, as you're tooling about Alaska, if you're dealing with a host, treat them kindly. Okay, some of them want to sit and talk with you. Others kind of want to be left alone and, you know, read the air a bit. If they want to be left alone, just say hi and be on your way. If they want to chat with you, give them the courtesy of chatting with them a little bit. They're donating their time so you have a nice spot. Treat them kindly. Okay, like I said, there was water up front that you could hook your RV to. There are a couple hand pump water sites here. So I've seen 2 of them, and both of them have been taped up, okay, with the handle gone. So there is water here up front. Don't worry about that. But the hand pump sites a little bit closer aren't. All right, so site number 11, I wanted to zoom in on this. When you come in here, down here, you're going to see if this site is reserved. Now, this site is reserved. Here's the name of the people. 18th and 19th and 20th and 21st. Little instructions here. If there's no reservation posted, you can stay here on the kind of a space available. Okay. Now, I'm not going to walk this whole loop, but if you come up and there's a blue card here, the card will say that it's a space available only. You can't reserve it. Most of the RV sites you can reserve, but there's towards the back, there's a small section of sites that are space available, first come, first serve. Okay, but as you come in, look for this tag here and see the dates to see if you've reserved it, your name should be on it. If it's not, go talk to the host. But if you're looking for a space available, make sure that the day is blank. Okay, with that said, I will say that you are quite a bit of ways out here, and people's plans change. Okay, one of the rules of the reservation sites here is that you can't save a spot. You have to actually be here. So if you show up on one day, and checkout time's at noon, and so if you show up and it's fairly late, I'm talking 8, 9, 10 o'clock, and the site is still empty even though it has a reservation. I mean empty not as in they're not here but their stuff is here. I mean empty as in there is absolutely nothing there. Okay, according to their rules, you can't not occupy a site you reserve. So, talk to the host. You might be able to stay there that night. So if you come through, it's all full, looks like everything's reserved, but there's a couple sites that are open at 9, 10 o'clock at night, and you just need a place to park. You go back, knock on the host door, say, hey, this site is still empty. I just want to stay the night, and it'll probably not be a problem. Okay. As far as the sites themselves, okay, very nice, well-kept site. You got a fire pit here. Okay. Just standard fire pit, a little bit nicer. Picnic table, and then a little privacy area. This is an RV site, but you could, set up your picnic table or a tent or something like that. Like I said, all the RV sites are electric hookup. Okay, here's the electric station. All right, and you have your normal 20 amp, 30 amp, and then a 50 amp. And here's your breakers up here. Lights will light up if you have them. Okay, so all the RV sites have electric. That's really, really nice. Okay, and then you come around, and like I said, just a really lovely atmosphere here. Great for kids, very quiet, very safe. There's no big rivers close by for your kids to go running into. Yes, you are in bear country. Yes, you need to be bear aware. But this is a well enough occupied campsite that the risk of a random bear coming through is quite a bit lower than some of the other places. And I'm just poking over the top here, looking at this little creek here. The sun is really bad for me right now, so I'm having a hard time seeing my display, so hopefully you're seeing what I'm seeing there. I got the sun right at my eyes and it's glaring off my screen. Okay, and then throughout the whole loop there's several pit latrines. Okay. And that's about it for the K'esugi Ken campsite. Absolutely wonderful spot. Please put it on your list of places to visit. You got RV sites, you got tent sites, you have a day use for just hiking the trails, you got a ranger interpretive center that they have ranger guided tours every day throughout the week, probably special events on the weekend. The sites are just lovely. Like I said, this is one of the better campsites that I've reviewed, and it's just an Alaska State Park, so it's only $30 a night for the RV, $20 for the tents. Because of that, it's often very, very full, so make your plans, have a backup plan. Again, your backup plan should be Denali South Viewpoint has overnight parking, and Denali North Viewpoint has overnight parking. So there's your backup plan for you. Sand dumps are quite a ways away, so if you're coming here and you're worried about your tank levels, go ahead and dump that in Fairbanks or Wasilla, or at your last campground if it had a sanitary dump. There is no public sanitary dumps close by here that I could find. So you're gonna have to plan that out, but everything else is right here for you. So again, beautiful day. We've had a wet, cool summer here in Alaska this year, but today just turned out to be gorgeous. All right. So thank you very much for watching. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of these. And I will see you at the next campsite. Thank you.